everyone, and welcome back my fellow pixelators, and welcome back to another brand new Minecraft pixel tutorial for you guys today. And today we're going to be doing none other than the man himself, other known as Mr. Denji from Chainsaw Man, and we're going to be doing him in his Chainsaw Man form, which that show at the moment is incredibly popular, like seriously very popular, which I don't think we've seen a show this big in a long time in anime history. I mean, we do have Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen, but even then Chainsaw Man I think still is on another level in terms of its popularity. But anyway, without further ado, shall we get into today's tutorial? One thing I do want to mention though, that I have done this design in a time-lapse, so if you want to see me build it from scratch, I'll have that linked in the description. And also, if you don't know how tutorials work here, as my tutorials are very different in terms of I've started a new tutorial method, that video will also be linked in the description down below, and hopefully it should be coming from the top left of the screen if I know how to do that feature. I kind of don't know, so I might see if I could do it. If not, it will be linked in the description, and you might want to check it out if you don't know how tutorials work, as they are very different here. But without further ado, let's get started in today's tutorial. First thing first, you're going to notice there will be a list on the screen right now, and these are going to be all the blocks you're going to be needing for today. Now you want to make sure your black concrete and bookshelf are in your inventory like hotbar all the time, because those two blocks are mainly going to be used throughout the entire build, and you just want to pause the video and grab those blocks. Now once you have unpaused the video and grabbed all those blocks, we're now going to get started in laying out the bookshelf outline. So once you've grabbed all those blocks, we are going to start with our bookshelf first to outline the entire quadrant. But just before I get started, let me tell you the properties of this design. This design is going to be 215 in height, and it's going to be 390 in width. Once again, we're going to start from the very bottom left hand side. Now, this time we're actually not going to be building in the very bottom left, but it will be going all the way to the left because the chainsaw is going to be coming all the way somewhere from up here to the very left, and we also are going to be using the very right hand side as well. So again, you want to make sure you have pretty much 390 width going to the right here, and as you can see, well, I have absolutely nothing going on over there. With that being said though, once you know the properties and you got your stuff all marked out, starting off with our bookshelf, we're going to place 50 bookshelves going up from the ground right here. So then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. And there we go. Once you have placed this 50 going up right here, we're then going to place one going to the right from here. And there we go. And there we go. Once you place this one going to the right here, we're now going to fly all the way back underneath to the bottom, back to this point right here. And once you float back down to the very bottom right here, we're now going to place 49 going to the right from here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, and 49, and there you go. Once you have placed this 49 going to the right here, we're now just going to place one bookshelf on top of here, just like so. Once you place that one bookshelf on top, we're now going to float underneath by one, so back down to this bookshelf right here, and we're now going to place one going to the right from here, just like so. Once you place that one going to the right, we're then going to place one on top, then we're going to float underneath by one again, so back down to the bottom right corner, and now we're going to place 49 going to the right from here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, and 49. And there we go. Once you've placed this 49th one going to the right, once again, we're going to place one on top of here. And there we go. Once you place this one on top right here, we're now going to repeat this process that we've just done 5 more times going to the right. And if you don't know what process I mean, I'll just go back over to here again. What we're going to do is we're going to build one going to the right, then you're going to build one on top, then you're going to build 49 going to the right until we finally get all the way back to here. And then you're going to place one on top, and then once again you place one to the right, then you place that one on top, and then 49 to the right and one on top. And we're going to repeat doing this right here, this section, 5 more times. So I'm going to go and quickly cut to that being done, and I'll show you what it should look like afterwards as well. In case anyone is confused, you can just have a look at me showing. But again, if you already know how it kind of works, you can pause the video and go and quickly do that. So let's go and cut to that being done. And there we go. As you can see, we now should have repeated this 5 more times. And let me just go all the way to the left to show you what it should be looking like. So again, we should have done that 5 more times. And you look right here. As you can see, this is the first one we've done right here. So the first one right here all the way over to there. Then as you see, this is the second one going along right here. There you go. This is the second one. And then the third one. You can see right there as well. Then the fourth one. And there you go, fourth one there. And then the last one, fifth one. All the way to right here as well. And obviously you should already have those 2 that you done earlier. And as you can see, we already got those 2. Which means you should have 7 of those 50 by 50, which aren't complete yet. But those 50 going along there, we should have 7 of those done right now. And we just fly all the way back to the end. We've just got one more to lay out, but this one's going to be a bit smaller. So let's just fly all the way back to the end. And there we go. So once you're all the way back to the end right here, we're going to be starting in the bottom line. So in this bottom right corner right here. And we're going to place one bookshelf going to the right from here. And there you go. Once you place this one bookshelf going to the right here, once again, we're going to place one on top. Then we're going to fly underneath by 1, so back down to the bottom right corner. Once you fly back down to the bottom right corner, we're now going to place 39 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39. And there you go. And then once you place this 39 going to the right here, we're now going to place 49 going on top of here. So we're going to place 49 on top of the very right end one right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, and 49. And there you go. Once you place this 49th one going up right here, we're now going to place one going to the left from here, just like so. And then once you place this one going to the left right here, we're now going to fly back into the right by 1, so back to this top right corner right here. And we're now going to place one going up from here. And there we go. And then once you place this one on top right here, we're now just going to zoom out. And we actually want to fly all the way back to the left end. So we want to fly all the way back to the start. As you can see, we've got a while to fly all the way over to here. But once you do fly to the back left end, we want to again fly up to the top part as well. So we're going to continue on from here. And there we go. And now once you have flown all the way back to this left end right here, we want to go and start in the top left corner right here. So this top left corner right here, we want to start in this point right here with our bookshelf. And what we're going to do is just going to place one bookshelf on top of here, just like so. Once he places one bookshelf on top, we're then going to place one going to the right from here. And there we go. Once he places one going to the right, we're now going to fly back to the left by one. So back to this point right here. And we're now going to place 49 going up from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, and 49. And there you go. Once you place this 49th one going up right here, we're then going to place one going to the right from here, just like so. And there we go. And once again, we're going to repeat this same process going up, and we're going to repeat it 2 more times. So again, we're going to repeat this one going to the right here, the 49 going up, and then the one to the right. And obviously, we're going to place the first one going up right here. So you want to place that one on top, then you place that one to the right, and then you're going to place that 49 all the way going up. And then once you place that 49 going up, again, you're then going to place that one going to the right at the top, and we're going to repeat that process 2 more times going up. So without further ado, let's go and cut to that quickly being done. And there we go. So once again, as you can see, we should have done 2 more of these. So let's just go and count them out. So as you can see, got the one to the right and then going all the way down. As you can see, we've got the other one here. So that's the first one. And then there we go. We can see the second one right here going all the way down as well. And there's the second one. So once again, you should have 4 of those in total, as you can see, including the other one that we just counted out, that I counted with you, and then the first one we did right here. And then once you've done all of this, now it gets to the very simple part, where we're just going to fill it in kind of like a puzzle now. So what we want to do, and I'm going to show you an easier way, because I didn't show this last time, but I'm going to show you a very quick way that we can do it. All we want to do is we just want to fly back to the top. And basically, once you fly back to the top, to make this very quickly, we kind of just want to go all the way to the right. And we don't need to like count like 50 going here and or like 49 going and then one underneath, because we've already got the ones underneath right here. So we've done those parts. We just basically want to go all the way to the right until we kind of get to the point where we get to the very right end that we did underneath. So this very right end, we want to get all the way to the point there. Now, if you want to go all the way to the right end and look at your exact coordinates, so to make sure you jot down what coordinates you are all the way to the right. So when I go all the way to the right here, I should be in line with the other one. And I believe because I did start a new world, I am on 1. So I should be going all the way to 390. Again, we're just building all the way to the end until we get in line with whatever your coordinates are. And if you don't want to go and look at your coordinates, you can just build all the way to the right and then kind of just check. See if you're at the end. So just got to wait till it loads. Okay, so we're not at the end, so I've got to keep going. Okay, so we've gone a bit over 390. That's 391. That's 390. So if I go all the way down from here, I should be in line with the bit that I built up. And still got quite a while to go. And there we go. And as you see, I've connected, which means we've done everything correctly so far. And now we get into kind of the fun part, much as it is kind of, well, you know, it's not too much. I find it quite satisfying to build it out. But now is where it gets to the very simple part, and we literally just fill out all these lines. So you can do it any way you want to at this point. So basically, what you can do is if you want to do it this way, where you just fill up the 2 all the way going to the top, and then you fill the 2 going to the right. Again, you can do it any way you want, or if you want to go 2 to the right first, and then go back down to the bottom, do 2 up. It's up to you. I think last time I started with the right first, if I'm right. Again, I can't exactly remember which way I did. Actually, did I start going up? Again, it doesn't really matter too much which way you do it, just long as you basically fill up to the 2 lines to every end point. So every time, this is going to be connecting to the top here. This is going to be connecting all the way to the right, all the way to that very right end, all in a straight line. And again, you need to do this for all of the 2s that we've marked out. So every little 2, we want to do it for every single one. So with that being said, let's go and cut to all of that being done, and I'll show you what it should look like if anyone is kind of a bit confused, but it should be very simple from that point. Let's go and cut to that being done, shall we now? And there we go. And as you can see, that's everything you should have done so far. Which there is, yes, that means there is one more thing to do, which I should have actually done this before we start laying this out. But it doesn't really matter. It's not like it becomes a problem or anything like that. It's just, there's one thing I forgot to add as well. There's another layer, which is just a tiny bit shorter. But anyway, without further ado, as you can see, that's everything we should be looking like. I'll just give you a little quick zoom in as well, and then we're going to do that last thing that we need to mark out as well. And there we go. So as you can see, we've now got a bit of a closer zoom in, and again, as you see, all of these are 2 layer thick. And again, all I did was just go straight up, and flowing over to here, straight up, and then straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. Repeat the same process, and then just as I did here, just going all the way to the right, and then go to the left on top, and then to the right and to the left, and again repeat the same process. With all that being said though, again, if you already done all of this, we're now just going to mark out the last area. So we want to fly all the way back to the top left corner, so to the very top left corner. Again, I forgot to mark this out. We should have marked this out earlier, but again, it's not too much of an issue. We just have to mark it out. Which basically, we would have marked out anyway the same way. It's just, I would have done the top line here first instead of doing this one, but it doesn't really make a difference. But anyway, once you have flown to the top left corner right here, what we're going to do is we're going to place 1 bookshelf going up from this top left corner, just like so. And there we go. Once you place that 1 bookshelf on top right here, we're now going to place 1 going to the right, and then fly back to the left by 1, so back to the top left corner. And we're then just going to place 14 going up from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And there you go. Once you place this 14 going up right here, once again, kind of the same thing that I did earlier. We're just going to go all the way to the right, and then we just want to go to the right on this line, and then you just want to go up. So without further ado, let's go and cut to all of this being quickly done, as you guys already know how it's going to kind of work. So with that being said, let's go and cut to that. And there we go. So as you can see now, we have skipped in time, and now we have completed. So again, all you have to do is just go to the right, fill up that 1 layer there, and then just quickly go over. And as you can see, we've done that all the way to the end. And now that is all the bookshelf outlining done. So now we're going to actually go and cut to Photoshop. And now we're going to get to the part where I explain the colors, and where you start to count out where the pixels are to follow all the outline on our quadrant and fill it all in the quadrants in Photoshop. Again, if anyone's still doing this tutorial and you haven't checked out how my tutorial method works, I really recommend watching that video, because trust me, this tutorial method is very different. But with all of that being said, let's now go and cut to Photoshop so you can see all the quadrants for Chainsaw Man. So then, as you can see, we're now in Photoshop, and now I'm going to explain all the colors for each quadrant. And again, for figuring out where to mark that out, that's all up to you guys, which again, if you already looked at that video in terms of how to do my tutorials, you guys already know how it works. So with that being said, let's go and explain the colors. Now for the first layer, you can actually see there's actually just everything's green, and this actually means is going to be the background, so nothing is going in this area as well, which there is some areas that I did forget to change the green to be the background, which I'll tell you those areas. They're only like small tiny little pixels kind of in the teeth area, and again I'll show you those areas, but nothing is going to be going in the first quadrant, so you can just leave the first quadrant and you can just fly straight to the second quadrant going to the right, which will be the second layer. So then in the second layer as well, as you can see, once again, it's going to be nothing but background, so nothing's also going in the second layer. And let me just quickly actually show you what the actual design is going to look like as well, just to kind of show you why there's so much layers that we're not filling in this one. And if I go to the design right here, as you can see, there's quite a lot of background, and I think you guys could already probably tell the reason why is because of the shape of the design. As you can see, the chainsaw's coming all the way to the left right here, and his body's all the way out to the right. Henceforth, why there's going to be a lot of background in this one, and henceforth why you're going to leave a lot of quadrants. But you don't really want to just mark out the quadrants for these areas, because then it becomes very confusing if I was to mark it out in kind of like a puzzle shaped way, and that's why we lay out the entire thing, because it makes it a lot easier for us. But anyway, getting back onto the layers, once again for the second layer, nothing is going in the second quadrant. So again, you're going to skip the second one as well, and then we're going to fly to the third layer. So then into the third layer, once again, just complete background for the third layer. So we're also skipping the third layer, nothing is going in the first three quadrants, and we're moving on to the fourth layer. And there we go, so finally we got part of the design, as you can see right here for the fourth layer, and once again let's go and explain those colours. So for the dark outline for this Chainsaw Man design, once again is going to be our black concrete. So all of these lines right here, as you can see, is going to be black concrete. This line going down here, all the way up into here in the top right corner, all going to be black concrete. This little two here is also going to be part of our black concrete. This line right here is also our black concrete right here. So that's all going to be black concrete. Once again, the green is background, so nothing's going in this area. And for this kind of lightish grey colour, this is going to be our clay block. So clay block right here, clay block inside here. Our clay is also going inside this area right here as well. Then our darker shade of grey in this quadrant right here. This is going to be our cyan terracotta. So this is going to be cyan terracotta right here inside this area. And then for the dark shade of blood, this is going to be our never warped block. So this is going to be never warped block for this shade of red right here. So again, just a quick reminder of all the colours. All the outlines going to be our black concrete, as you can see where my hand is going along. Right here as well, and again that two right there. Getting green's background, this is all going to be clay, this lighter shade of grey in this area, this darker shade cyan terracotta, and this red blood shade is going to be our never warped block. So then once again, you want to pause the video and fill in this area. If you already have paused the video and filled it in, or if you've already done it, and you can unpause the video, and we're going to move on to layer 5. So then into layer 5, as you can see, we've got quite a lot of stuff going on here. So once again, for the outline of the design, so all the black dark outline, this is going to be all our black concrete. So this two right here, this line going up here, and going all the way down to this point here, going back up here, going to the left here, going back to here, connecting here. All of this is going to be our black concrete outline. As you can see, we've got quite a lot of it. It's all going down here as well. This little section also is black concrete outline, all to the right here, going all up here, and again, there's quite a lot to show here. So all of these lines are going to be our black concrete, as you can see. So again, this is all black concrete outline. Once again, this darker, or I guess this lighter shade of grey in this area is going to be our clay block. So clay block all inside this area, inside this small section right here. Again, all clay block here. Bottom right section is also clay block. This is also clay block right here. This is also our clay block right here. And here is going to be our clay as well. Also clay inside this section right here. This little section right here as well. And all above here as well is clay. And this section right here is also clay, including that one, as you can see right there. That's all going to be our clay. And then for our darker shade of grey, once again, this is going to be our cyan terracotta inside this section right here. Inside this section right here as well, and also inside this section, and inside this top right section here as well, and then this little outline right here is also going to be our cyan terracotta as well. As you can see, once again, the darker shade of red for the blood is going to be our never warped block in this section right here. And then for the dark shade right here, which you only see the dark shade for now, but there is another shade. And this dark shade is going to be our black concrete powder inside these areas right here, as you can see. And then our final shade for this area is part of the only part of the skin that we actually get to see. And this is going to be our white terracotta inside this section right here, as you can see. And the reason why we don't actually see any skin tone is because, well, his head, it's not really skin tone because, well, it's a chainsaw. So I guess technically you could say the chainsaw orange being his skin tone, but yeah, it's not really. His head just turns into a chainsaw. But anyway, that is the only part of the skin tone we're practically going to see, and that is white terracotta inside that section and that section right there. So once again, just a quick reminder of all the colors quickly. Again, all the outline within the design is black concrete. Again, you can already see the outline. There's quite a lot of it to kind of show around, but there you go. Again, all these sections right here is clay block for this shade in here, 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 and all above here and here as well. All clay block. Again, this is going to be our never warp block for this darker shade of red. This is all going to be cyan terracotta, this darker shade of grey, as you can see, for all of these outlines right here. And again, for the tie is going to be our black concrete powder for the shaded areas inside these three areas. And again, for the skin tones is going to be our white terracotta in these two areas. With that being said, once again, you want to go and pause the video and fill all of this in. If you already have done this, you can unpause the video and moving on to layer 6. So then into layer 6, as you can see right here. So once again, we're still in the shirt area, and as you can see, once again for the outline, the dark very outline, this is going to be our black concrete once again. So this very dark black outline is going to be our black concrete right here, as you can see as well. Down here, up here, all up here, little two there as well, going along here, all up there, and this line going to the right is also our black concrete outline. Once again, for the lighter shade of grey right here, this is going to be our clay block inside here, at all inside here, as you can see. And also in this section right here is also our clay block. Once again, our darker shade of grey is going to be our cyan terracotta right here, and inside this top left section as well. And our white section right here is going to be our snow block inside here. So again, this is going to be snow block inside here. And then for the tie area, once again for the darker shade of the tie, as you can see here, a bit of it here as well, all going to the right here in this down section right here. Once again, that's going to be our black concrete powder. As you can see, we do have a bit of a lighter shade for the tie area right here, and this is going to be our grey concrete for our lighter shade of the grey right here. This is going to be our grey concrete inside here, the grey concrete inside the tie area. With that being said, once again, you want to pause the video and fill all of this in. If you already have done all of this, then we're going to move on to the next layer, into layer 7. And into layer 7, as you see, we've got quite a lot of detail going on again. Once again, for the dark black outline, as always going to be our black concrete, as you can see right here. This line going all the way along here, all the way up here, going up here as well. You can see, continuing on to the right here. This line is going to be also our black concrete, as you can see, all going across here, up here. And again, this line at the bottom here, all going down, is all going to be our black concrete outline. Once again, for the tie, once again, the darker shaded area, this is going to be our black concrete powder, all in this section right here, as you can see. This section down here as well. And once again, for the lighter shade right up here, and this little bit going to the right here, it's going to be our grey concrete. So this is all going to be grey concrete for the lighter shade for the tie. And then again into the clothing area, once again this lighter shade of grey is going to be our clay block all in here, as you can see. All this is going to be clay block as well. All this section down here, clay block. This is going to be clay block. This is also going to be our clay. This is also going to be our clay here as well. And this is also going to be our clay. And this section right here is going to be our clay as well. For the lighter shade of red, for the blood for this side of the section, this is actually going to be our red wool. So this is going to be all red wool, this section right here. For the white light shade area, this is going to be our snow block for all of the white within this quadrant, as you can see, or snow here, snow in here, snow in this section, snow all down here, and in this little section here. And then for the darker shade of grey right here, this is going to be our cyan terracotta inside this section right here. Then with that being said, once again, you want to pause the video and fill all of this in. If you already have done that, you can unpause the video. And moving on to our final layer of the first line, and we're going to move into layer 8. So then into layer 8, once again, for those that don't matter, you already know what this section is. But again, we didn't mark out this by 50, we actually did 40 in total right here. So this is the other 10 that's basically being cut off, because it's all background, and it's what I like to call the void. So basically nothing is going inside this section because we didn't even mark it out. So you can basically completely ignore this part right here, because this is literally the background, ever known as the void. Just like you die in the end if you jump off the end map, this is where you're basically going, so you can completely ignore the area. Anyway, getting back on topic, onto the rest of the design. Once again, as you can see, we do have a bit of background in the bottom right corner right here. So all of this lime green, this is going to be background, so nothing's going in here. Once again, for our dark black outline, this is going to be our black concrete, as you can see right here. Going along here, up here, going up here, going along all the way over to here. This section down here, again, all black concrete outline. This is also going to be black concrete outline right here. And you can see we've got a couple of squiggles going up here as well for our black concrete outline. Well, this top section again up here as well. This section going all the way up here is our black concrete outline. And again, this section all the way up here as well, as you can see. And the other side right here as well. That's all going to be our black concrete for our outline. So then, as you can see, this lighter shade of grey once again is going to be our clay block. So clay block inside here, inside this right section, inside this left section right here. Also inside here, as you can see, going down and up here. Clay block also inside this section right here, as you can see. And also in this little top left section and this section right here. Once again, for the darker shade of grey, this is going to be our cyan terracotta inside here. Up in the very top left, this section right here. This little squiggly line is also our cyan terracotta. This is also going to be our cyan terracotta right here. And this underneath section is also going to be our cyan terracotta right here as well. Once again, for our white shade, this is going to be our snow block inside here. And inside this top right section, and also in this part of the tie right here, it's also going to be our snow block inside here as well. And then once again, for the tie colors, the lighter grey shade, as you can see right here, and all the way right here as well, is going to be our grey concrete, and there's a bit right there as well. And then for the darker shade for the tie, once again, this is going to be our black concrete powder for this section here, and this section inside here as well. As you can see, it's going to be our black concrete powder. With all of that being said, once again, that is the first line finally done. So now you can fly all the way back to the left and move up to layer 9 above the first layer. So without further ado, let's go and fly back over to there. So then on to layer 9, as you can see, we actually do have a bit of the design in layer 9, surprisingly as it is. But that's because the chainsaw is actually coming down in a down angle. And as you can see once again, the lime green is going to be our background. So nothing is going inside these sections right here. Once again, for the dark black outline, that is going to be our black concrete. So all of this outline, as you can see, is going to be our black concrete again, going up here, all across up here, all these little sections going down, and all the outline pieces for every blade for the chainsaw, as you can see, is going to be our black concrete outline. And then for the colors in the chainsaw, this darker gray shade right here in the actual kind of blade and how to kind of, what does it call, like chain pieces? I mean, it's literally called a chain, right? Like kind of like in your bike. Yeah, it's literally called a chain. Like this actual chain piece, all of this dark gray is going to be our grey wool inside all of these sections, as you can see. So grey wool in here, 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 and here, and in the section above here, here, and here is going to be our grey wool, all inside here. And then for the actual blade part of the chainsaw, this light grey colour, once again, this is actually going to be our clay block. So we're going to be using clay block for the blade right here for the lighter grey shade. For the darker grey shade right here, this is actually going to be our light grey concrete for this section right here. So going to be light grey concrete inside here and to the right of here. Again, that's also going to be clay over here as well, by the way. So clay here, clay there, light grey concrete here and there. And then for the blood on the actual blade, this is going to be our red concrete for all these sections on the blade. So red concrete here, red concrete there, and red concrete there. With that being said, once again, you want to pause the video and fill all of this in. Once you have already filled all this in, you can unpause the video, and now we're going to move on to layer 10. So then on to layer 10, as you can see, we're now getting to even more background, as the chainsaw is now, obviously it's going in that bottom left diagonal direction. As we're going to the right, it's slowly leaving us. But we'll come back to it, obviously, when we get to those parts. But as you can see, once again, this lime green is going to be our background, so nothing is going inside these areas right here. And once again, for the dark shade of grey in the actual blade part, this is going to be our grey wool inside here, inside this part right here. And inside this part right here is going to be our grey wool, as you can see. Once again, the outline, so the dark black outline, once again, this is going to be our black concrete for all the outlined parts, as you can see. So all of this is going to be black concrete, as you can see. And also this one right here, this is also going to be black concrete over here as well. And then for the darker shade of red, which is going to be the darker shade of our blood on the actual chain part, this is going to be, once again, this is going to be our never warped block inside these sections right here. So never warped block inside here, inside here, inside this section right here, this section down here as well, and this section right here. Also, one little thing with this section here as well, there is one black concrete sticking out right here. It probably would actually look better if that is never warp block. That's probably just a little mistake I made, but it's fine. You can keep it black concrete if you want to, but I would probably change that to never warp block so it does actually look a bit better for the actual chain blade. So if you want to change out the never warp block, I do recommend doing it. But anyway, enough of that being said, onto the rest of the colors. And as you can see, once again, this is part of the blade of the chainsaw. So this is going to be our clay block inside here. And then these 1, 2, and 3 little shades, which obviously is going to be a lot bigger, but those are just the little points. That is going to be our light grey concrete for those little 3 right there. And again, the lighter shade of red, which is the blood on the actual blade part. This is going to be our red concrete once again for this section right here. Then with that being said, just a quick little reminder of all the colours. Once again, the background for lime green is going to be our background, so nothing goes inside here. Grey wool inside this section here, and inside here. Again, never warp block inside this section here, inside this section here, and this one here, and this one over here as well. Our red concrete inside here, our clay block inside here, and our light grey concrete inside here, and here. And again, for all the rest of the black outline, that's going to be our black concrete. With that being said, once again, pause the video and fill this in. If you already have done all of this, moving on to the next section, into layer 11. So then into layer 11, as you can see right here, once again it's just all lime green, which means that it's all just background, so nothing is going in layer 11. So you can skip this layer and move on to the next quadrant into layer 12. So without further ado, let's go and cut to layer 12. So then into layer 12, as you can see, we do have a bit of the mouth area here, and still a bit of clothing down here. And also, here is the area as well, where there is just a few areas where I actually forgot to get rid of the snow, in terms of, well, not the snow, in terms of getting rid of the background, which this one little shade right here, that is white, this is also background, and this one white shade here is also background. So these two little white areas, these are going to be background, including with the lime green. This is also all going to be background as well. So again, just a quick reminder, all the lime green is going to be background inside this area and inside this area. And these two white little sections, as you see, it's kind of like it's connected with the lime green in like a bottom right direction. That's kind of why I forgot to actually select it, because it's so small, and when I'm kind of going through it, it's just some areas that I'm going to miss to make backgrounds. But those two are also meant to be background, so nothing is going inside those two sections right there. But getting on to the explaining, so once again, for all the outline, for the black outline, this is going to be our black concrete, as you can see. For all the outlined areas, as you can see right here, so all these outline is going to be our black concrete. Okay, and that's going to be black concrete as well. All going to be black concrete for the teeth as well. Also, this section inside here is also black concrete, as you can see. But it does end at this point here, as you can see, because that is part of the shaded section there. So that's not black concrete, that little one there. But this is also black concrete here. All black concrete here for the teeth again. All of these sections. And again, for this top left section as well, that's also black concrete there. All here is black concrete as well. So again, you already kind of know the outline, but just kind of wanted to highlight most of the areas so you can see everything that is black concrete. Once again, for this bottom right section here, part of the clothing, this is going to be our clay block inside here. So clay all inside here. And then for our darker shade, for Chainsaw Man's mask, as you can see right here and inside here, this is actually going to be our brown concrete inside here, which much as it probably does look a lot more red on Photoshop, it looks a lot better when I actually make it brown concrete. In terms of, again, we're limited with Minecraft colors, but it definitely looks a lot better as it being brown concrete. But this is brown concrete all inside here and all inside here as well. And then for our orange, this is actually going to be orange terracotta. So for this dark shade of orange, this is going to be our orange terracotta all inside these sections and inside here as well. And then for the lighter orange shade, as you can see right here, which is kind of like scratch marks on his kind of like face, this is going to be our Acer wood planks. So this is going to be Acer planks for all of these little kind of scratch lighter orange shades, as you can see right here. They're all going to be Acer planks for all of these sections. And then for the darker shade, as you can see, kind of just underneath the teeth right here, and that little one up there as well, and then this section right here. This is all going to be black wool inside these sections right here. So this is all going to be black wool for the shade inside here, and all inside this section right here, as you can see. And then for the actual teeth, in terms of the colors for the teeth, once again, the white is going to be our snow block. So snow block in all side these sections right here. And then for the grey shade for the teeth, this is going to be our light grey concrete powder. So light grey concrete powder inside all of these areas for the shaded areas for the teeth, as you can see, all inside these areas. And again, snow for the rest of the teeth right here as well. And in this section, and again, light grey concrete powder inside here. And again, just a quick reminder, this section and this section is not part of the teeth, that is background, so nothing's going in those two areas. And then for the actual tongue, this is going to be inside here, here, and here, and here. This is all going to be pink terracotta for the tongue shaded area. So again, just a quick reminder of all the colours. This lime green is going to be our background. Those two white shades as well is also going to be background. Clay block inside here. Black wool inside here. Black wool inside here as well. Again, you can just see there is one black wool right there as well. Again, for the darker shade for Chainsaw's face, this is going to be our brown concrete inside here and here. And for the darker orange shade right here, as you can see, this is all going to be our orange terracotta inside these sections. Again, for the little scratch marks for the lighter orange, this is going to be our Acer planks all inside these little scratch areas, as you can see. All Acer planks. For the teeth, snow, 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 and snow, and snow, and snow. And then light grey concrete powder for this area, this area, this area, this little shaded area, this area right here, and this area right here. And again, for the tongue, this is going to be our pink terracotta, pink terracotta, pink terracotta, and pink terracotta. And then for the rest of the outlined areas, that's going to be our black concrete. With all of that being said, once again, pause the video and fill out layer 12. If you already have paused the video and did it all, then moving on to layer 13. So then on to layer 13, so there's quite a lot to explain for layer 13. Also, there is one little mistake in this area as well that I will show to you that you kind of need to just outline, because it's not shown to be outlined, but it should be outlined. It's very simple, it's just kind of a line of free black concrete need to go up by. But anyway, let's go and explain the colours first, and we'll get to that area after we do the clothing. So for the clothing, once again, clay inside here. Clay is also going to be inside this section here, inside this right section. And all the way over to the right here is going to be our clay inside these areas. Once again, for the shaded skin tone, or not for the shaded skin tone, for the skin tone, it's going to be our white terracotta inside here, as you can see. So the last bit of skin tone we can see for his neck, that's going to be white terracotta inside here. For the darker shade for the clothing, once again, this area right here is our cyan terracotta. And then for the lighter shade right here, for the white section, this is going to be our snow all inside here. And you can also see we've got a bit of snow up here as well in the left section over here. This is also going to be snow right here. Now with that being said, let's go over to the area where there is just a little bit of a mistake that I just need you guys to kind of fill in, so your design looks perfectly fine and doesn't look weird in a way. So inside here, this is all going to be black wool inside here, but you can kind of see it also kind of goes down here, which it shouldn't actually go down here, because basically there should be an outline being cut off somewhere around here. And basically, as you can see, this one black concrete right here that's kind of sticking up. As you can see, all you want to do with your black concrete is when you get to this section, you just want to place another 3 black concrete up here. So this 1, 2, and 3 right here. So it then connects underneath this one bottom right diagonal and to the left of this second bottom right diagonal right here. So you just want to place 3 black concrete going up from here so it connects to there. And then black wool is just going inside here. Again, black wool's not going in there. It should be cut off. Basically, that's just a little mistake I made. So apologies for that mistake. But again, black concrete should go that line right here. So again, apologies for that. But there you go. And then for these sections right here, so for this section right here, as you can see, this is actually going to be our grey concrete powder. The grey concrete powder is going inside this section right here, all down here, and it's going to go up to here and then capped off right here. And again, grey concrete powder inside this part right here as well, all up to this part right here. And again, it should be cutting off right to this point here, because black concrete outline there, grey concrete powder right there being cut off because of the black concrete outline, and then Then our final grey concrete powder section, this section right here as well, is also going to be grey concrete powder going down here as well. So grey concrete powder down here as well. And then for the lighter shade of kind of all the wires and kind of, I'm not so sure what they are, like they're kind of like wires or kind of like chains, stuff like that. This is all going to be our light grey wool. So light grey wool, all inside this lighter section right here. So light grey wool, all inside here, inside this section, inside here, inside this section right here. This section going down all here, to the right over here, and this section right here is going to be all light grey wool inside here. And as you can see for this shade right here, which is a bit of a lighter shade grey, but this is actually all our grey concrete inside this section right here, as you can see, going all down to here. Grey concrete also inside this little section here. And grey concrete is also going inside this section right here, as you can see. So grey concrete all inside here as well. And grey concrete inside here. And then there's also this one little top right gap. This is also going to be our grey concrete right here. And then getting back onto the jaw part of Chainsaw Man's face. Once again, this darker shade of orange is going to be our orange terracotta. All inside this section right here, as you can see, all orange terracotta inside these sections. And once again, for those little scratch marks for the lighter shade of orange, this is going to be our Acer planks right here, as you can see. So all Acer planks beside these areas. And once again, this very top left section right here, this is actually going to be part of the kind of mouth area. So this is actually going to be black wool right here. So that's going to be black wool in that top little left section right there. So just a quick reminder of all the colours, as there was quite a lot of colours. Once again, clay block inside here, clay block inside here, clay inside here, snow's going inside here. Snow's also going to go up in this section here. This is going to be our white terracotta inside here. And then once again, this section right here is meant to be all black wool, and again, should be cutting off from here. So black concrete on top of here, just place 3 up there, so it connects right here. And this section going all down here, again, this is all going to be our grey concrete powder inside here. Going up here is grey concrete powder. Inside here is grey concrete powder. Also grey concrete powder inside here, and again, it should be cutting off right there, because the black concrete outline should be there. Grey concrete powder should be getting cut off there. And grey concrete powder inside this other section to the right here as well. For the lighter shade of grey for those kind of wire and chains. Light grey wool right inside here. In here. To the right here. Going up here. This right here. Down here. And then up here. And then grey concrete for this section right here, as you can see. Grey concrete for this section as well. Going up there is grey concrete. Down here is grey concrete. And this little top right section is grey concrete. And then for the mask, once again, this is going to be for a dark shade of orange. This is going to be an orange terracotta, all inside those little sections. And then for the tiny lighter shade of orange, for the scratches of the mask, this is going to be our Acer plank, all inside these little individual sections, as you can see right here. And then again, one black wool is also in the top left section. And as you should already know the outline is all going to be our black concrete for all the outline sections. As you can see, so all these outline sections, it's going to be black concrete again, that 3 going up there, going back down all the way here. All going to be our black concrete for all of these outline sections, as you can see. Which again, there is quite a lot. So this design, you will notice there is a lot more outlining in a lot of areas, because unlike Madara is kind of a very simple build from kind of shoulders to head. This one's very different, as there is many different kind of chainsaw parts to him, so lots of different individual kind of wires, chains, the teeth are all jagged and everything like that, so it's a lot more outlined, you could say, and very cool as well. But anyway, that is again all the colours for this section. Once again, you want to pause the video and fill in this section. If you already had done that, then you could unpause the video and moving on to layer 14. So then on to layer 14, as you can see right here. Once again, this lime green shade is going to be our background, so nothing is going inside this area right here, as you can see. And then once again, our lighter shade of grey right here, this is going to be our clay block, so clay inside here, clay inside this section right here, as you can see, clay also in the bottom right, clay right here as well, and clay right here, as you can see. Then snow's going all up and above here, snow's going in this top right section, snow inside here as well, snow going down here, and snow inside here as well. Once again, for the dark black outline, this is all going to be black concrete, as you can see right here. All going to be black concrete right here as well, and here as well. And then for this top left section, but this lighter kind of grey shade again for the kind of chain wire area. This is going to be light grey wool in here, light grey wool in here. And then again, this darker shade right here is going to be our grey concrete inside here. And once again, as you can see, black concrete outline all here as well. Right there, as you can see. So once again, that's going to be layer 14. So you want to pause the video and fill in layer 14. If you've already done that, you can unpause the video and moving on to layer 15. So then into layer 15, as you can see once again right here, all the lighter grey shades is going to be our clay block. So inside here's clay, in here, inside here, inside this top right section, little section right here, this section right here, and this section here, and this section here, and the part that goes underneath, all going to be our clay. Once again, for the white areas, this is all going to be snow inside here. All of these sections going around here, going inside here, all down here as well. Snow also on the bottom right there, and the top left right here is all going to be our snow block. Once again, for the dark outline, that's all going to be our black concrete, as you can see here. All going up here. All going to be our black concrete, as you can see. And then once again, for the darker shade of our grey, this is going to be our cyan terracotta right here. And then for the shaded area for the blood, which is a bit of the lighter shade again, which is going to be our red wool right here. So red wool right here, as you can see. And once again, the lime green, as you already know, that's going to be our background above here, as you can see. So once again, you want to pause the video and fill that in. If you already had done that, you can now unpause the video and moving on to layer 16, the last layer for the second line. So then on to layer 16, once again, as you can see, this shaded kind of area, or the not shaded area, this transparent area, once again, that's going to be the void. So nothing is going in there, completely kind of ignore that area. And then once again, this lime green right here, this is going to be our background. So this is going to be our background right here, as you can see. Once again, for the lighter shade of grey, this is going to be our clay inside here, and inside here, and also inside here, as you can see. Once again, our darker shade of grey, this is going to be our cyan terracotta inside this bottom left section right here. Once again, for the white, for the shirt area, once again, that's all going to be snow, all inside here, this section here. Again, all going up here, down here, and in this section on the upper side. This is going to be our snow right here. And then once again, for all the white area for the shirt, this is all going to be our snow block, all inside this section here, down here. Again, going all up here, down onto here, and this section above, all going to be our snow. Once again, for the lighter shade of red, this is going to be our red wool. So red wool inside here, red wool in here, red wool in here, and the red wool in here as well. And then for our final piece right here, as you can see, for the darker shade of the tie right here, this is going to be our black concrete powder inside this section. And once again, for the outline, it's going to be our black concrete, as you can see. And with all of that being said, that should be everything for layer 16 that you need to know. So with that being said, that it should be the second line done. So if you haven't done it yet, pause the video and fill it all in. If you already have done this, we're now going to move on to layer 17. So you want to fly all the way back to the left. And we're now going to be starting on the third line. So then into layer 17. So as you can see, once again, this lime color right here, this lime green, this is once again going to be our background. So nothing is going inside any of these areas above right here, as you can see. And then going on to the blade of the chainsaw, once again, this lighter grey shade right here is going to be our clay. So clay is going all inside these sections right here, as you can see. Also this little top right section, and this section over here as well. And this one little section here is also going to be our clay. For the darker shade of grey, once again, this is going to be our light grey concrete. For this darker shade of grey in the blade, so light grey concrete here and here, also going to be right here. And all going to the left here is our light grey concrete. Then once again, the blood on the blade for the lighter shade of red. This is going to be our red concrete, as you can see right here. Red concrete here, and the red concrete right here as well. And then for our darker shade for the actual chained pieces on the blade, this is all going to be our grey wool in all of these sections. So grey wool here, 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 and here, and here, all in here, and here as well. And then once again, for the outline, our black outline is going to be our black concrete on this outline, as you can see. Again, all the outline pieces. So with all of that being said, once again, that is all the colours for layer 17. So without further ado, if you haven't done this yet, pause the video and fill it all in. If you already have done this, we're now going to move on to layer 18. So then into layer 18, as you can see right here. So once again, for the blade part, this is going to be our clay block inside here. So again, clay all going inside here, all over to the right here and up here. Clay also inside this section right here as well. And these two little areas right here is also going to be our clay right here, as well, as you can see. Once again, our darker shade for the blade, this is going to be our light grey concrete all inside these sections, as you can see, all going up to the right here, and also light grey concrete inside here as well. Once again, for the red on the blade, the lighter shade of red, once again, this is going to be our red concrete all here, as you can see, all going up here, little individual pieces here, here as well, and here, and this piece right here, as you can see right there. It's all going to be our red concrete right there. And for the darker shade of red right here, once again, this is going to be our never walked block in this underneath section here, and this little small piece right here. It's all going to be our never walked block right here. Once again, for the dark shade on the actual blade parts, these two little here right here, this dark shade of grey, this is going to be our grey wool. Over here is also going to be our grey wool. And then for the lighter shade of grey on the blade, this is going to be our light grey concrete powder inside here, up into here, to the right over here, in here, and in this section right here, and in this section above right here, it's going to be our light grey concrete powder. And then for this white shade right here, this is going to be our snow inside this section right here. And once again, our dark black outline, that is going to be our black concrete. So once again, all of this right here, as you can see, all going to be our black concrete, as you can see. Again, all the outline is our black concrete. With that being said, once again, if you haven't filled this in yet, pause the video and fill it in. If you already have, you can unpause the video. And moving on to layer 19. So then into layer 19, as you can see right here, once again, the lighter shade of red. This is going to be our red concrete all and above this section right here. Red concrete all going up here to left here, all going up here, and this section right here is going to be our red concrete. Once again, the lighter shade of the blade, all of this is going to be our clay inside here, and this left section right here as well. And once again, this lighter shade of grey right here for the actual chain part, this is going to be our light grey concrete powder once again inside here. And then moving on to the darker shade right here for the red, once again, this is going to be our never walked block inside this one section right here and here, as you can see. So inside those three sections, and then this other dark shade for the underneath part of the blade right here, and for the chain, so the chain part here and the blade here, this is all going to be our nether brick. So nether brick is going to be all inside this section here, apart from that little gap there, as you can see. And again, nether brick all inside here, inside here, inside here, inside here, and inside here as well. And then this little lighter shade, you can see it right here. And this little piece right here is going to be our grey terracotta, just inside this small little section right here. There's going to be grey terracotta right there. And then once again, for the darker shade of orange, this is going to be our orange terracotta, as you can see. And once again, for this little scratch marks of the lighter orange, that is going to be our ace of planks right here and right here, as you can see. So we've got two areas for the ace of planks. And then once again, this darker shade of black, this is going to be our black wool inside this area right here. And then once again, for the dark outline, that is going to be our black concrete. The black concrete all here, as you can see, going up here, all the way up there, going to the left right here, down to these little sections, as you can see. It's all going to be our black concrete for all of these areas right here. Again, black concrete for this line up here as well, as you can see. With that being said, once again, if you haven't done this yet, pause the video and fill it all in. If you already have done it, you can now unpause the video. And moving on to layer 20. So once again, in layer 20, we do have some of those areas that I forgot to highlight in lime green, and I'm sure you can probably see all three of those areas already. But without further ado, let me go and explain those three areas just to make sure you do know where those areas are. So, as you can see, once again, lime green is going to be background here, background right here as well, background all here, as you can see, and background right over here as well. And then yes, 1, 2, and 3 of these white sections right here, this is also meant to be background. So you don't want to fill anything in here, here, or here as well. So that is background as well. Now once again for the teeth shaded areas, once again this white shade for the teeth is all going to be snow inside here, 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 all down here, down here, down here, down here, and down here. There's also going to be snow right here, going up and up here as well, and then this one right here as well. And then the snow is also going to be right here as well, as you can see right there. And then once again for the shaded section for the teeth, this is going to be light grey concrete powder right here, 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 and here, down here, this section here, and this section, also this section, and this one as well. This one here, all the way going down here, and this one here. Then on the other side, this one here, and that's all of them for the light grey concrete powder. Once again, the pink shaded section right here for these three, and these three here, and this little section here is going to be our pink terracotta for the tongue area right here. So that's going to be pink terracotta. And then once again, this dark shade right here, as you can see above the teeth, this is going to be our black wool. So black wool all inside this section right here, as you can see. And it's going down into a couple of these sections up to that 2 there. And it's also going down all the way into here up to this 2 point right here. And there's black concrete underneath there, as you can see. So it ends at that 2 there. Going back up, ends there, ends right here. And ends right there as well, and then all the way down here again is our black wool, and it's all inside here. And then this little right section here is also part of our black wool as well, right here as well, as you can see. And then once again, this is part of kind of those wires and whatever, like kind of chain wire parts from his neck, and this kind of is where how his kind of jaw closes and opens. And this right here is our light grey wool inside this section right here, and that little 2 right there is also our light grey wool as well. So light grey wool is also there. And then moving on to this little piece right here, this is going to be our grey concrete powder right here. So grey concrete powder in this piece right here, as you can see. And then moving on to the face section right here. Once again, this darker orange shade is going to be our orange terracotta. All inside these darker orange areas, as you can see for all of them. All going to be our orange terracotta for all of these sections. And then once again for those little kind of lighter orange shaded sections for the scratch marks, these are going to be our acer planks. So acer planks right here, 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 this section right here, this one here, another 2 there, another one here, and there's one up here, one right here, there's 2 right there, and those 2 right there. It's going to be all acer planks. And then for the dark shade for the eye, you can probably already realize, but yep, that is all black concrete. So all black concrete inside here. All inside here, and then the outline as well, and up here, black concrete all here as well, and again the outline, and again black concrete all inside here, and again for the outline, and again black concrete for all these shaded sections, or not shaded sections, I mean all for the outline as well. So again, all black concrete for all the outlined areas, which I'm not going to go all over all of them because, well, there's quite a lot, as you can see. But again, all black concrete for all the outlined areas, and then for the color of the glow of the eyes, this yellow shade right here is actually going to be our gold block. So gold block in here, and here, and here is going to be our gold block. This section right here, this kind of dark shade, once again, this is still part of the blade area right here. So this is actually going to be our nether brick inside this little section right here, as you can see. So just a quick reminder of where the background is. Once again, so 1, 2, and 3. Which once again, this is all going to be background. So this is part of the lime green, which is all background. So again, just these 3 sections here is background. So make sure nothing is going inside those sections right there. With that being said, once again, pause the video and fill all of this in. If you already have done that, we can move on to the next layer. Moving on to layer 21. So then into layer 21, which is personally in my opinion, I think like some of these layers here at the back part of the kind of like chain handle I did. I'm pretty proud of these parts. I think they look really awesome, I do say myself. But anyway, let's go and explain all the details and colors. So then, for this darker grey shade that you can see right here, all inside here, this is going to be our grey concrete right here. So all grey concrete going down here. And this section right here, that's getting separated by the black concrete outline, as you can see. Inside here is also going to be grey concrete going down here. Grey concrete going down here. Grey concrete going down here, and grey concrete also going down here. And then this section right here is also our grey concrete right here, and then this section as well is our grey concrete right there as well. Then we got some grey concrete right here, and we also got some grey concrete right here as well, as you can see right there as well. And then for this section over here, as you can see, once again, a bit of a darker shade. Once again, this is part of our black wall. So this is black wall right here, as you can see. And then this underneath section right here, so there's a tiny bit right there as well. That is also going to be our black wall. And that little underneath section right there, you can see. So again, that two going to the right, kind of right there, well, not to the right, just that two right there. Those two are black wool. And then for this shade, once again, for the wires, this kind of like grey shade, this is going to be our light grey wool. So light grey wool all inside here, going up here. This section above, light grey wool also all down here. Light grey wool going up here. Light grey wool right here as well. Light grey wool down here as well. And down here. And down here. Then down here as well. And then this one right here is our light grey wool. This white shade right here, this is going to be our snow right here. And then once again, this above section right here, this is also going to be snow right here. So again, we got snow inside here. Snow inside this section here. Snow inside here. And snow all inside these sections right here. Once again, this color right here is our lime green, which means this is background, so nothing is going in right here, as you can see. So nothing's going in there. Oh, and also, yes, that is some black wool right there as well. So we've got a little free gap of black wool right there as well. So free black wool going up there, as you can see as well. And then once again, this pink color right here for the tongue. Once again, this is going to be our pink terracotta right here, as you can see. And once again, for the darker orange, this is going to be our orange terracotta on this side, on the left and the right. And then this little gap in the middle, once again, is going to be our Acer planks. And then kind of this lighter grey color, which kind of looks green, which it doesn't actually look green, but I think it looks kind of greenish now because I put the background as lime green. Because when you put actual colors kind of in the background or something like that, it actually makes the other colors look slightly different. But anyway, this is our grey concrete powder right here. So this is grey concrete powder inside this section, this section, this section, this section, and this section. Then all these sections up here as well. So this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and this one. It's all going to be our grey concrete powder. So once again, just one little quick reminder of all the colours, as there was quite a few colours here. Again, this is background right here. We got two black wool right here, three black wool right here, and this section right here is all our black wool, as you can see. And once again, this section here is our grey concrete in here, down here, all up in here, going all the way down here. Grey concrete inside this section, this section, this section, and this section. Also this little section right here, and then this section up here. It's all grey concrete. Again, grey concrete powder for this section inside here, and here, 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 and here. And up here, there, and down here, to the left here, and then this top left right here is all going to be our grey concrete powder. Once again, for those wire areas, this is all going to be light grey wool, light grey wool, light grey wool, in here, this one little gap here, this one right here, going all the way up here, all the way down here, and all the way up here in both of these split areas. And then this little section above is also our light grey wool. And then once again, this white here, 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 and here is going to be our snow block. So all snow block inside here. Once again, this darker shade of orange is our orange terracotta in here and here. Once again, this lighter shade is our Acer planks. And for the tongue, once again, that is going to be our pink terracotta. So that is all the colours. Once again, if you haven't done layer 21, make sure to pause the video and fill out layer 21. If you already have done layer 21, let's go and move on to layer 22. So then into layer 22, as you can see right here, once again, all this lime green is going to be our background inside this section right here. Background inside here as well. Once again, for this white shade right here, this is going to be our snow right here. Snow inside here. Snow right here. And snow going up here. Then this section is also going to be snow as well. And then once again, for this dark shade right here, this is going to be our grey concrete right here. So grey concrete inside there. And then we also got grey concrete in this little section above up here as well. And this section going up here as well is also going to be our grey concrete as well. We've got three sections for our grey concrete. Once again, this shade right here is our light grey wool, part of the kind of wires and chains. So light grey wool inside here, and inside here. And then for this final shade inside the area, once again, this is going to be our grey concrete powder for this shade right here. This shade right here, this shade here, and this shade all going up here. And once again, you guys already know this, but the outline is going to be our black concrete as per usual. So the entire outline for all the outlined areas is going to be our black concrete, which I didn't say for the previous part that was black concrete outline, but I think you guys already know that the outline is, well, black concrete, because it's really not going to be anything else. But again, all the outline is going to be our black concrete, as you can see, for every outlined area. So with that being said, once again, with all those colours being said, make sure to pause the video and fill it all in. If you already have done that, you don't have to pause the video. And now you can unpause it and moving on to layer 23. So then into layer 23, as you can see, there is absolutely nothing in layer 23, so we can completely ignore level 23 and moving into layer 24, because again, this is just all background, so you can skip it and move into the next quadrant. And moving into layer 24, once again, the same thing, just background. You probably already knew that, so again, you can just skip layer 24 and fly all the way back to the end, because that is going to be the third line done. So we're now going to go and move on to the fourth line, moving on to layer 25. So then on to layer 25, once again, as you can see, it is just all background, which means basically nothing is going in this quadrant, so you can completely skip this quadrant and move on to layer 26. So then into layer 26, as you can see, this time we do actually have a bit. And when I say a bit, we really do just have, well, a tiny bit. But nonetheless, it is something. So we at least have something to fill in. Once again, the lime green is going to be our background. Once again, for the outline, this is going to be our black concrete for the outline. And then for our grey section, as you can see right here, so into this lighter grey, once again, this is going to be our light grey concrete powder inside this section right here. And this little one right here is also going to be our light grey concrete powder. So not too much to shade in here, but those are the areas that we are going to shade in. And with that being said, let's go and move on to layer 27. So then into layer 27, as you can see right here, for our shaded areas for the blade, or I guess for the lighter grey shade, once again, this is going to be our clay, which that one right also right there, it is meant to be the same shade, but again, that's all clay inside here, all clay inside here, and this darker shade right here, this is going to be our lighter grey concrete inside this section right here. Once again, for the blood on the blade, the lighter shade of the blood, this is going to be our red concrete inside here. This little two here again is going to be our red concrete right here as well. And then this tiny little dark shade right here, this is part of the nether bricks. So that's going to be nether bricks right there, those two. And then for the darker red on the chained part, this is going to be our nether wart block right here. In this section here. And this right section right here. And then once again, our lighter shade on the chain. This is going to be our light grey concrete powder right here. Light grey concrete powder right here. And here. And then for the darker shade right here and here and here and here, this is all going to be our grey wool for the darker shade of the chain. So all grey wool in all four of those sections right there. And as you guys already know, yep, lime green is the background, so nothing's going all above in this area right here. With that being said, once again, pause the video and fill this in if you already have done that. Then moving on to layer 28. So then into layer 28, as you can see, we can now see kind of the final part of the eyes right here. And moving into layer 28, let's start with the final part, kind of the blade. So as you can see, once again, this dark shade right here is going to be our nether brick going all up here down into the thicker pieces right here. Once again, this is part of the blade right here, and this is going to be our red concrete inside this section right here, and all of this section right here, which also again, this was not filled in. I don't know why I didn't fill it in. I was changing a couple of colors around, so I guess I just forgot to fill in the one. But this is also going to be our light grey concrete all inside here, and that one is also meant to be light grey concrete right here, as you can see. All of that's light grey concrete. Once again, for the darker shade of red above, this is going to be our nether wart block inside here, this one here, and this two up right diagonals here. It's going to be all our nether wart block inside these sections. Once again, the darker shade for the chain, again, this is going to be our grey wool in here, and grey wool up here as well. And then for the orange, for the head, this once again, the darker shade of orange is going to be our orange terracotta in all of these sections, as you can see, for that darker orange, all going to be orange terracotta, all inside these sections. And then once again, these little lines for the scratch marks for the lighter orange shade, this is going to be our ace of planks here. This line right here, we got one here, another one here, third one here, fourth one here, fifth one here, maybe sixth one here. I think I already said that one, but as you can see, we have quite a couple of those ace of planks being marked out. Once again, this white shade here is going to be our snow, so this is going to be our snow right here. And as you guys already know, yep, the dark shade for the eye is going to be our black concrete, so just all black concrete in here. And the same for all the outline is black concrete, as you already know. The black concrete here as well, all in the shaded area, and black concrete right here as well. And again, black concrete for all the rest of the outlines, as you can see, for these sections. So all black concrete for all of these outlines. And then with that being said, moving on to the rest of the colors for the kind of handle part here for the back of his head. This is going to be, once again, it's lighter gray shade. It's going to be our gray concrete powder inside here. This one right here, this section going down here, section to the right here, and this section, and this section, and this section right here is all going to be our grey concrete powder. And for our darker shade of grey right here, this section here and this section, once again, this is going to be our grey concrete. So inside here, and then inside this one right here. And that's going to be all the colours for layer 28. So once again, you want to pause the video and fill it all in. If you already have done that, then moving on to layer 29. So then moving into layer 29, as you can see right here, once again, all the lime green is going to be our background. So this is all going to be background right here, background inside here, and background right here. And then for the rest of the colours, once again, for this lighter grey shade, this is all going to be grey concrete powder. So grey concrete powder inside here, inside here, inside here, inside here, inside here as well, all down here. Grey concrete powder inside here, inside this section. I think I already said this section, but it's here as well. All down here as well. It continues from here down here, by the way, as you can see, going all down here. Grey concrete powder inside here. This bottom section right here as well. Grey concrete powder here, and here, and here as well. And I think I already said this, but yes, grey concrete powder also in here as well. Grey concrete powder all going up there, and all down here as well. And then once again, for the darker shade of grey, all here. And for the rest of the areas, it's going to be grey concrete. So this is going to be grey concrete here. It's going to be grey concrete here, here. This section here, this 4 gap here, and then this section here. And this section all the way to the right, right here as well. And then once again, for these 4 white areas, so this one, third one, and the 4th one, it's all going to be our snow once again. So all snow for all of these sections right here, as you can see. And once again, that's going to be all the colours for these areas. And as you already know, yep, the outline is going to be our black concrete. So once again, for all the outlined areas, it is going to be our black concrete for all of these areas that are outlined. And also that 2 there, that is also black concrete, if anyone is wondering. That is also black concrete, not grey concrete. So again, black concrete here as well. So all for the outlined areas is black concrete. With that being said, once again, you want to pause the video and fill this in. If you already have done that, we can now move on to layer 30. So at this point in time, which is we do probably have quite a lot of layers still left, we probably only actually have now like 3 layers to actually build in. So a lot of them we're actually going to kind of skip ahead. I'm going to say we're going to skip this layer, but what I'm trying to say is that there's only actually a few layers to really actually do work into. But anyway, into layer 30, as you can see right here, once again for the black outline is going to be our black concrete right here, black concrete right here as well. So we'll go in here, and then this little section here is also going to be our black concrete right here. So again, all of this is black concrete right here, as you can see. Once again, for the darker shade of grey, this is going to be our grey concrete right here. And for the lighter shade of grey, once again, that's going to be our grey concrete powder down here. And for the white, once again, that is going to be our snow. With all of that being said, once again, you want to make sure you pause the video and fill in layer 30. And with that being said, we're now going to go and move on to layer 31. So once again, with layer 31, you probably already guessed it. Yep, it's all background, so nothing is going in all of this area right here. With that being said, let's move on to layer 32, so into the next quadrant. And once again, as you probably already guessed, yep, layer 32 is also background as well. So let's all the way fly back to the end and finally move on to the 5th layer, which is going to be the shortest layers. So with that being said, let's go and move all the way back to the left. So then starting off with layer 33, as you can see once again, this is all going to be background, so you can completely ignore this area above here. And also, well, layer 33 is also just all background because it's lime green, so you can completely ignore this quadrant and you don't need to fill anything in. And moving into layer 34. Once again, the same for layer 34, nothing is being filled in any of layer 34, so you can move straight onto layer 35 as we're not filling anything in layer 34. Moving into layer 35, once again, nothing's been filled in, so we can now skip layer 35 and move on to the next quadrant. And moving on to layer 36, finally we do actually have just a tiny bit of shading, and as you can see once again, completely ignore that, that is the void. Once again, lime green is background, And for this dark black outline, again, that's going to be our black concrete. And for our lighter shade of grey, this is going to be our grey concrete powder right here. So grey concrete powder right here, as you can see. So once again, you can pause the video and fill all of that in. If you already have done that, we can now move on to layer 37, which I believe should be our final layer that we're actually filling anything in. So moving into layer 37. So then into layer 37, as you can see right here, once again, void up here. All the lime green is going to be our background, so don't need to fill that in. And then, once again, the dark outline is going to be our black concrete right here. And the white shade right here is going to be our snow. The lighter grey shade is going to be our grey concrete powder. And the dark shade right here is going to be our grey concrete, which I do believe this is the final layer. So with that being said, pause the video and fill all of this in. And there we go, once you have done layer 37, that's right, you should be now complete. We don't need to even go and acknowledge the other layers, as nothing is in there, it's all background, so you can completely ignore it. And let's go and have a zoom out and see what our design should look like. And I'm going to go and show you what my design looks like, to make sure yours should look exactly the same as mine. Well, it doesn't have to look exactly the same, but as long as it looks, you know, right and good, then you're all good. But anyway, let's go and have a look at what it should look like in Minecraft. And there we go, that's what your chainsaw man should be looking like right there. As you can see, once again, it's looking pretty awesome. And if you haven't destroyed those bookshelves yet, you can go and destroy those now, don't worry. You don't need to keep them in the design. Once you're finished with the design, you can go and destroy the bookshelves, as they're no longer needed, and they would just look ugly if they were still here. So make sure to go and destroy those. And if anyone's wondering how do you see the whole thing nice and clearly, just make sure you go into your settings. Depending on the device you're on, it might be a bit different, but if you're on console, usually it's on settings, into video, and then you can basically hide your HUD, hide your hand, all that sort of stuff. And then you want to change your FOV just a bit higher so you can actually see the entire thing nice and clearly. Obviously, just make sure you remember what your original FOV was, which is usually around 60 to 66. I play on 66 FOV, but yeah, you just want to make sure that you change your FOV back, because otherwise if you're playing on 80, it's going to look very weird. And also make sure you change your chunks higher as well. I actually always have my chunk max on Xbox, but again, depending on the device you're on, your chunks can go a lot higher than Xbox can, especially on PC. And you don't want your chunks on PC to be max, otherwise you're going to be lagging quite a bit. But anyway, that's enough from me. If you have enjoyed this, let me know in the comments down below by hitting that like button. First of all, that let me know. And also, if you're new to the channel or you find something often, make sure to go and subscribe. And also, let me know in the comments down below to what you rate this design out of 10. Personally, I think this is probably a solid 10 out of 10. I know you could say that's a bit biased, because I'm the one that built it and designed it. Well, yeah, but I mean, still, it's pretty good, and Beth is definitely one of my favourites because of the blood and the blade. It just looks pretty awesome. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you rate it out of 10, and also if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments down below. I am doing suggestions. Obviously, the idea of doing this tutorial method is to speed up the process, so if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments down below, and hopefully it will be one of the next designs. It won't be the next design, because do bear in mind, it still takes me a while to design these designs, but it will be soon. Hopefully, that is. Obviously, I can't do every suggestion, but again, I will be getting through them a lot quicker with doing this tutorial method. And if anyone is wondering what's next, I will be doing the Pokemon ones next. Ivysaur, Venusaur, Mega Venusaur, and then finally moving on to the Charmander and Charizard line, which I'm excited for. Well, I'm sure a lot more of you are excited more than me, because Charizard as well. Yeah, it's just that Pokemon that is by far the most popular. Personally, I'm more of a fan of Greninja, but nonetheless, Charizard is next in the evolution line. And also, Infinite Deku as well will be soon as well. But anyway, that's all from me, so I'll see you in the next video. So without further ado, peace out, enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.